myself. This meeting is being. Anyway, who cares, right? This is we're in real time here, ladies. This is real.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
I swear.
It's so humid up here, so I feel like even if my hair is under control, the minute I step outside, it just poof.
I know.
Yep.
So,
It's just relentless humidity.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm in Florida.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
look at it. It's so humid here. And my hair
Is
is
it like that all the time?
You know, I will say this year, for some reason, we've had a really mild year weather-wise, and it just like 2 weeks ago got super hot. Like when that first little tropical storm or hurricane came through, whatever you want to call it, the pressure system goes up. But we've been really lucky. But like last year, it started way early. I think the year before that, I swear it was like January. It got hot and it stayed hot until November.
Oh wow.
So
yeah.
it's,
It's kind of warm here. I don't mind the warmth, but the humidity is just killer, you know?
Yeah, I hear you. So, Amber, how are you doing this week with the food?
Doing pretty good.
Still doing okay? How do you feel about it and what you're eating?
I feel good about it. I feel like it's kind of been an adjustment to my system because I'm not used to consuming all the fiber and like the salads and things like that. So I've kind of had to cut back a little bit, take things a little bit slow. I'm not having stomach aches, but I definitely notice like a little bit of a difference.
Yes, and that's normal, and you should. And when your body isn't used to that fiber, things are gonna just change and be different.
Yep. And I kind of expected that, but I thought I just have to kind of go slow.
Sure.
And I think introduce it slowly over time so that my body can get used to it.
Right, yeah, that's perfect. That you want to do that with anything.
Please step away.
Quinn is right behind me.
Oh, he's all comfy on the
talking
couch.
away.
Aww.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you have enough options? Or do you feel like
I think so. It's kind of limited, but I'm doing what I can with it, you know. I think it'll be better next week when we can start introducing other things.
Yeah.
You know, and then I'll have a little bit more of a variety because, you know, I could have like a cheese stick for a snack or something like that, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of looking forward to that next week because it's sort of like my groove, you know. But I don't want to get into junk either, you know.
Yeah. And you find new ways, you know, and things to replace that with. In regards to reintroduction week, I mean, I will post in the group information specifically outlining what we're going to do. Plus, it's in the guidebook, but the first 2 days we introduce gluten.
Okay.
You can be in here.
So you're still going to eat cleanse-friendly foods, but you're going to eat gluten like a couple times for 2 days.
Okay.
So you can kind of take notice of how your body reacts to that. And then you'll eat cleanse-friendly foods again for 2 days, and then dairy. Okay. So dairy won't be till next Thursday or Friday.
Okay.
Yeah. As far as the cheese stick goes. So
I don't think I've been doing as good with my water as I should. I was doing really good at first, but now I kind of fell off the bandwagon with it, and I'm trying to I'm never thirsty, and I don't know why. Like I never feel thirsty, and if I drink a lot, I feel full. So I guess it's a good thing because I don't have to eat then. But I just was looking at Amazon, and I think I'm going to invest in one of those water bottles that tell you like by the hour.
Yes.
You know, I think I need that accountability. And if I'm looking at it all day long and I'm like, ooh, it's 10 o'clock and I only took one sip, you know? Yeah. So I think I'm going to look at those a little bit more later. And I think I'm going to buy one of those.
I love those. The girls at work have those.
Yeah.
You know, we work where I work. I manage a restaurant on the beach. We basically are outside. It's like an open air, old school Florida restaurant. I mean, it's great, but it's hot. And so all the girls, I have all my water bottles that I bring. I've never gotten one of those. I've thought about it, but they love those for that reason, because it kind of helps them keep track of how much water they're drinking. So,
Yeah. And probably someone like you don't need it because you're used to consuming a lot, and I mean,
you know, and
I saw
always,
your jugs that you had in that picture that day. I'm like, I don't think I drank that much in 2 days, honestly. Like, I need to get better with this.
well, look, it's just, be patient with yourself. It takes time to develop new habits. It's not going to happen overnight. You don't
Right.
want to chug a bunch of water all at once. That's
Mhm.
not good either. And, that's when you feel full or have a tummy ache. So you
Yeah.
do just kind of sip it slowly throughout the day. And I've always, ever since I was a kid, I just have always been a water drinker. So it's easy
Mhm.
for me. But, what was I going to say? But yeah, just over time, you'll get used to it. But it is
Yeah.
important to stay hydrated. And while you're detoxing, it is important to be drinking enough water to flush out the toxins.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Can you stop it, please? No. Can you stop? Thank you. So, and I also wanted to say, Amber, when I first started really eating like this, like a real vegetarian, vegan kind of diet, I mean, all I ate were like your basic salads because I didn't know what to eat at the time. And so
Right.
that was an easy go-to, like, okay, I'm just going to eat salads. And after a while I was like, ugh, I'm sick of eating these salads, but I like that I feel better,
Mhm.
but I need to, and you'll just in your own time, you're going to figure things out for yourself. So
Yeah.
if you know that eating foods like that is better for you and you feel better for it, you're going to find new ways to get those foods in you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes time again.
Right.
So,
And I feel like I am making progress because, like I said, I've eaten more salads this week than I probably have in the last month or two, And it's not that I didn't like them, but I don't know. I guess if you're going to pick junk food over the salad, you're picking junk food. And I thought, why? I should be eating a salad because I can put good things on it. So,
yeah. And as we get older, our bodies just, things change. Our
that's
bodies
for sure.
change, our
Yep.
hormones change, and what
Yep.
we eat affects our hormones. So it's just something to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People always said that, like, oh, as you get older, you can never eat these things again, or this, and that's so true. And you always think that you can, I could still eat that, and then you're suffering because you really can't eat it. So I've just kind of learned to, like, I get migraines a lot, and I had to kind of figure out what my migraine triggers were. So I just don't eat those foods anymore because I just put it in my mind it's not worth it.
What
And
gives you migraines?
Cashews are one huge thing that gives me
Oh,
migraines. Yep.
really?
Any artificial sweeteners, so like the aspartame.
Yeah, you
Sometimes like I even watch with like Splenda and that stuff that they put on the tables at restaurants.
yeah.
That stuff, and that's why I guess I was like more like pure sugar all the time. So if I had iced tea, I would just put regular sugar in it because that didn't give me the headache. So, but I've really been cutting back on my sugar intake too. So I'm super proud of that.
Good.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
It's a hump.
It is.
Get
Yep.
over that hump.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just new habits, and like you said, it takes time to develop them. So and stick with them. So
Yeah.
I
And
think I'm getting there though.
are you still getting out and moving your body, getting a little exercise?
Yep. I did a walk yesterday. My daughter had danced, so I dropped her off and I took a quick walk. And then today we were my parents have a pool, so we were swimming today. And so yeah.
Good. Awesome. How you doing, Renee?
I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just get confused because I have so much weight to lose. Like, we've talked about this before, but I had some of the brown rice with the black bean soup. And before I was avoiding sweet potato and any fruits that were a little higher. And I still am. I'm mostly sticking with berries, kiwi, little watermelon. That's about it. I love my grapefruit though, but I put like a fourth of a grapefruit in a smoothie once a day. So that's not that bad,
Yeah.
sugar wise.
Mhm.
So I'm doing good. I'm just confused long-term eating. I like this way of eating. I miss my meat a little bit, protein.
Mhm.
Other than that, I don't miss much, a little bit of dairy, my coffee, that's the only thing. But I switched the week before this week, I switched to one of those coconut creamers instead of using heavy cream. So I think it's like just all sorts of little changes
Yeah,
that I'm figuring out that are working for me.
good. And yeah, it is a long process because I mean, ultimately what we're doing is healing our bodies, right? We're healing our bodies from the inside out. This isn't a quick fix. We can't go to the doctor and have the tell the doctor it hurts here and they prescribe some pain medication to numb the pain. Like that's not getting to the root of the problem. When you're working on getting to the root of the problem, these are rooted issues that we've had for years. They started long before, no matter how big or small. Even you may not even notice it yet. Like things start happening years before you even notice any like side effects or any issues from it, right? So those rooted problems that we're working on, it's going to take a long time. I mean, it could take 6 months to a year for certain people to alleviate certain ailments. And the same thing goes for just like if you want to lose weight, and you just kind of have to listen to your body and pay attention and just see what works for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's like those things that you weren't eating before because you were afraid to eat them and now you're eating them a little bit more. I think it's always good to get a variety of
Yeah.
foods. Ooh, God
Bless you.
Okay, go in the bathroom.
No, that's what I feel like this has helped teach me is that, if you're doing keto or whatever too strictly, you're cutting out some really good foods. So, and I did buy test strips. I do like to see if I'm burning my own fat, ketosis, and I'm still in it.
Oh.
So that means eating this way, having a little bit of rice, a little bit of quinoa, a little bit of sweet potato is not really affecting my weight loss. It's actually might be helping. So yeah. So that's what it's teaching me.
Okay, good. And that's how I feel that it is helping you.
Yeah.
You need that. That's giving you energy and you need that energy to burn.
Yeah.
So, but I noticed when I was first starting out with my smoothies, I was putting a whole banana, a whole avocado. I was putting so much and I was gaining weight. I'm like, it's just a smoothie. It's healthy. Why am I gaining weight? And I was like,
Yeah.
So like half to a quarter of a banana, half to a quarter of an avocado, depending, I'll mix it up. But yeah, but getting a variety of these foods is you don't want to eat the same things all the time. You really want to get a good variety of things. So you're benefiting from all aspects. Right.
One thing I was kind of happy about was, I guess as I've gotten older, my sweet tooth has kind of lessened, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
10 years ago, I was chowing chocolate all the time, and I mean, every now and then I'll reach for a handful of M&Ms or something. But I've been noticing like the past couple weeks, sweet tea was my weakness. So last week I really started to kind of wean that out, and I didn't drink a lot, maybe a glass and a half a day, but it was just like you said, the added sugars and stuff. But I'm really not craving that right now, so I'm kind of happy about that.
Good.
I thought I would be craving it, but like I said, when I am craving something, I go for like a strawberry or the watermelon, and a couple pieces of that, and it seems to cure it. So I hope I stay like that.
Yeah. Well, just remember that.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to remind yourself of these things and remember when you find yourself like, oh, I really want to eat this, but I shouldn't.
Right.
What can I do? I'm going to do this. This is what worked for me before. And if I do choose this, how am I going to feel after?
Yeah.
And look, it's not, we're not talking like you can't have a piece of chocolate for the rest of your life, right?
Right.
Everything's in moderation. I mean, treat yourself sometimes, but on a
Mhm.
daily basis, you don't want to
Right.
See, that's one of the things I was doing wrong. Like we've talked about this keto, eating way too many keto approved, even though it's diet sugar, it's like stevia or that erythritol, which is like a sugar alcohol, just like using that as the excuse. Okay, I can have, this big piece of keto fudge or something. That's also what's changed for me recently with this cleanse, is like, I'm just not going to that stuff anymore.
Good.
So that's
Mhm.
good.
Good. I've tried, years ago, I tried a couple different kind of diets. It was before like keto and that kind of stuff came out. But I don't know. I just feel like just eat real food, right?
Right.
Mhm.
Eat what the earth provides us. You want to eat whole foods more often, as much as possible, not too much of any one thing, right? Because even or healthy organic whole foods, if all you do is eat kale all day, you're gonna get sick. That's way too much kale. So just a variety. Just eat more plants, eat more whole foods, less processed foods, and everything else in moderation, right?
I think that's one thing I've been more aware of too, is like labels on foods. Like the one lady pointed out the whole grain pasta that she had the other day, and
And
then you were curious about the ingredients, and I'm like, oh wow, that's not too bad because there's only 2 ingredients in that. Like that would be a healthy choice. So I think I'm definitely going to be more aware in the future of those convenience boxed meals that have like this many ingredients, and that's crap. I shouldn't be eating it. My family shouldn't be eating it,
yeah, you don't want,
Mhm.
and you don't want to put that in your kids.
Right.
Their little bodies are developing and growing, and
Hmm.
what is that crap?
I know. Yeah.
Ew, we have the worst food system in the world. It's
Hmm.
We do.
terrible. And people,
In Europe, just basic things like mac and cheese, the Kraft mac and cheese, it doesn't have the same ingredients over there. Like we have so many more chemicals and crap in our food.
yeah, what they allow here in the States is not allowed in other countries. It's just insane. It's
Hmm.
scary.
And that's probably why like the US has one of the highest cancer rates too.
Yeah.
I mean, as compared to like underdeveloped countries where they just eat food from the earth, like you said, our cancer rates are out of control, and it probably has a lot to do with what we're putting in our bodies all the time.
Oh, for sure.
Hmm.
For sure. And that's with this elimination eating plan. I was going to say diet. I hate that word, but this elimination eating plan that we've been doing. So we're detoxing, we're removing toxins. In turn, we're reducing inflammation because we are just exposed to so many inflammatory foods and environmental stuff, and stress. Just the way the world is today, the way our lives are. I mean, everything's so fast paced. We're trying to get so much done and do so much, and just being in that constant state of stress is causing inflammation in your body. So inflammation leads to disease. So keeping inflammation down is important. Gut health is important. Over 70% of your immune system is in your gut. Everything we put in our mouths goes to our gut. So if we're eating unhealthy foods and toxic foods all the time, going right into our gut where our immune system lives, our immune system is now fighting constantly so hard to fight off all this toxic crap that we're putting in our bodies.
Hmm.
Well, eventually it's going to weaken over time, right? So your immune system weakens, your gut health declines, then you get leaky gut, then things are pouring into your bloodstream. This is where food sensitivities come from. and then you've just got a whole slew of inflammatory issues. So, yeah, just eat real food.
Mhm.
It's really just like the basic bottom line of it all.
And that's one thing they told me too. I've been having some problems with not super high blood pressure, but elevated blood pressure. And a couple months ago, they actually put me on some blood pressure medicine, and they said to do the I forget what was the name of it. He said it was basically like a whole food eating, like kind of what we're doing right now. You know, fruits, vegetables, things like that, to reduce the sodium that you're intaking, which of course will in turn lower your blood pressure. I mean, it was so bad some days I couldn't even get my wedding bands on and off. Like if I had something the night before that obviously had a ton of salt in it, I would just like literally blow right up, and I couldn't get my rings on the next morning. And I was just like, I can't stand feeling like this. I feel like crap, you know? And I could actually feel it. Like I could feel, I'm like, I know I'm going to take my blood pressure and it's going to be high because I can feel it. And I would get tingling in like my hands and feet and legs. It was terrible. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. And I don't want to be on that blood pressure medicine, you know?
Mhm.
And the doctor said probably if you lost 15 to 20 pounds, that would be all it takes to get off of it, and, you know, clean whole foods. And then that would really help. So that's one of my motivators too. Like,
I'm
I don't
just
want
so
to be on
happy to hear your doctor told you that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. A lot of doctors don't.
Yep. Yep.
They just want to prescribe the pill.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. And they said like we don't want it to be out of control or have you. And then since I've been taking the pill, I don't have the tingling as much anymore. So it's definitely helping to keep the blood pressure low. But when he said to me, like, you know, if you lost 10, 15 pounds, I'm like, or 15 to 20 pounds, he said, I'm like, that's really not a ton. I mean, it is, but it's not. You know what I mean? But if I did that and it changed how I feel, like that's important to me, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah.
My cousin did this cleanse. Did she do it last month or 2 months ago? I can't remember now. And she has high blood pressure. So since she started this and stuck with the eating plan, her blood pressure has come down. And the last time we talked, I'm pretty sure she said she was almost off her fully off her medication.
Wow. See, in just a couple months. Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And you know, and that's the other thing. You know, to reach that optimal level of health that we want to get to, it is a slow, ongoing process. But the changes that you see so quickly once you
Yeah.
start, it's just crazy. I mean, you know, I don't know if you remember reading the story I shared at the beginning, but 10 years ago, or well, she was a baby, so 8 years ago, I mean, I thought, I didn't know what was wrong with me. I thought I was dying. I mean,
Mhm.
I had never felt worse in my whole life. And I was
Mhm.
chalking it up to being an older mom. I was 41. I just had a baby. I was nursing. I had to go back to work. I was so tired. And I thought, well, I'm just, you know, I have a lot going on. I'm just tired. Well, a year goes by, 2 years goes by. It was all I could do to get up off the couch to just
Mhm.
take care of her and get myself to work. I thought, I mean, I told Dan, I'm like, I think I'm dying, you know, and then I went and started seeing doctors and getting blood work done. My blood work was fine. The doctors didn't know what was wrong with me. I changed. And it wasn't that I was even eating that terrible before that. I was already like, you know, exercising and eating pretty good, not great, not perfect, but pretty good. And I went to a raw vegan, whole food, 100% organic, 100% raw vegan diet. After a month of that, I was a completely different person. And I already, just 2 weeks in, I noticed it. But honestly, like at about a month's time of doing, and it wasn't easy. And this is when I was like just eating all those salads.
That's my stage right now.
Oh my God, I need something different, you know, and you just
Right.
find your way. I can't even tell you everything I tried before that, all of the supplements, all the people I talked to. I mean, I did some crazy stuff.
Mhm.
Can't even. I did a lot of different, you know, things and detoxes and programs and anyway, and all I had to do was just eat real food. And
Right.
I'm not even exaggerating. I'm not a dramatic person. I really like that was the one thing. And so that's what kind of brought me here to want to be doing this to help other people, because I spent a lot of money and a lot of time figuring that out. And I thought, wouldn't it be great if I could just help people not spend all that time and all that money and doing all these crazy things? Just eat real food. You're going to be good.
Well, that's what my husband said. Last year, we kind of went through a phase where we're both like, all right, we're going to just cut out all the junk, cut out all the eating out, the fast food, pizza, all that stuff. And his cholesterol went down a lot. He lost some weight. He said he was feeling great. And then, like, the school year hits, and, I had to go back to work, and dance starts, and this and that. And, it's like, well, I'll just grab a pizza on the way home. I don't want to have to do dishes tonight, And then we got back into that slump, and, we both feel like crap after eating the takeout or even a pizza out. I mean, it wasn't even like, and I'm like, it's not McDonald's, but it still makes us feel like crap, and I'm done with it,
Yeah.
So
once you that's great. That's, that's such an important story that you just told. And it's so great that what you just said, like, I'm done with it. And so this is where you find your way. And this is where, you have to set yourself up for success, right? So you have to think and plan and set yourself up for success. So you find ways. I mean, it took me a long time, but I'm at this point where I always have snacks, a cooler in my car. I just got a little cooler. You get what works for you, where you can have things. And then you change the way you grocery shop. So you have things in the house that you can grab. You put in your little sack or your cooler or whatever, and you have it in the car with you. Like, you think about your schedule. Am I going to be gone all day? How much do I have to bring with me? What do I need to keep me from going through that drive-through or calling to order a pizza?
Yep, exactly.
And the dishes, it's so funny you bring that up, because that's really, like, I struggle with the dishes.
I know. I'm like, if I don't cook, then I don't have to clean the dishes.
I know. And because we do a lot of food prep here.
Right.
We make, and it took me a long time. And it's like, I always think about my mother. I'm like, God, my mother was always in the kitchen. My mother was always in the kitchen. And I don't know, I guess, did that make her happy? I'm not really sure. I wish I could ask her that. But I'm like, God, I'm always in the kitchen. And I cannot stand going to bed with a dirty kitchen, and I can't stand walking into a dirty kitchen in the morning. I don't like it, but I kind of like, at some point, I have to stop washing dishes. They're just going to be, it's like laundry. At some point, I can only do so much in a day, and I need to make time for myself in the evening to relax and get myself to bed at a good, otherwise I'd be in there till 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. I could be.
Absolutely.
Yes. So it's like you weigh out your priorities, right? And so this is where your priority shifts. So now you've decided it's more important to me to eat healthy and feel good and maybe have a sink full of dirty dishes than it is to eat like crap, feel like crap, and have my kitchen be spotless.
Yep, exactly.
What's more important?
And I felt like we were getting, like, my son is very picky. He won't eat a lot of foods. He's real picky.
Well, same with my twin. Amber and I know each other because we grew up next to each other.
He's got special needs. So he eats, like, I mean, honestly, maybe 6 foods on the planet, and like 2 drinks, and that's it. But my daughter, it was, even as an infant, she was completely different from him. She loved fresh fruit, fresh veggies, all sorts of things. And, my husband said, like, he's like, we're getting her into this bad mode where she's just craving McDonald's. She wants McDonald's all the time. When she went to my parents' house, she'd be like, Grandma, can we go get a Happy Meal? Of course, my mom's going to say yes and drive her over there. And we found that she was eating McDonald's 3 or 4 times a week. And I'm like, what are we doing here? We cannot do this. So we've cut her down, and it's once every 2 weeks as a treat. So, you can still have it, twice a month, but she would I'm like, oh, what do you want for lunch today? A Happy Meal. Can we drive to Burger King? Can we go to McDonald's? And I'm like, oh my God, what have we done here? I don't want her to crave that stuff. And to be honest now, if I think about McDonald's, like it doesn't even sound good to me because I know how I'm gonna feel after I eat it. You know?
Mhm.
And I just I don't want to feel that way. So someone will say, "Oh, McDonald's," I'm like, "Wolf," you know. I just because especially since I'm sensitive to the salt now, you
Yeah.
know, I blow up, I'm inflamed, I swell up, and I feel like junk. So it
Yeah.
doesn't even sound good anymore, which I'm glad I got that out of my system.
Yeah. I'm
Mhm.
so happy to hear that because I hope it's okay that I share this with Renee. But when we first talked, I don't know if you remember, but Amber, you were like, I don't like vegetables. They're
No, I still don't like vegetables.
disgusting. They're
I
disgusting.
can do this.
I don't
only
eat like that.
iceberg lettuce and certain parts of the romaine. I cannot have that crunchy center part. Nope.
Oh.
I will peel it off and just eat the leafy green part. I cannot put that crunch in my mouth. It makes me like tense and stressed out even now. Maybe I'll get there someday.
It was just funny because we're like, she's like, I want to do this, but
Yep.
I don't like to eat like that. I
No.
find those foods disgusting, but I really want to do this. I'm like, okay, we're gonna
Yeah.
figure this out.
Yep.
And you're doing it. So
I
that's
am.
really
Yes.
cool.
And,
Oh,
and again, it's like everybody's different, so you find what works for you, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And like you said, it'll take time to change taste buds.
Yeah.
Maybe eventually that black bean burger that you made might look good to me.
Oh, those are delicious. They really
And
are.
I can't do beans either. I don't know why. Like I can do green beans, yellow beans, but those little like kidney beans, oh, I can't do them.
What about black beans?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I think it's something with the texture more than the taste. Like
So
lima
in
beans,
the,
I
in the
would never
veggie
do lima.
burger, you're not gonna. No, I don't think that you would notice the beans in the veggie burger because everything's
Yeah,
mashed
and
together.
maybe in that it would be different, you know, than
Yeah.
eating like a chili or something where you would
Right, I
just get the
understand.
beans.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I definitely think it's more.
I think you would like that. You definitely should try that.
Mhm.
Yeah, because Anne had said the other day that she made the veggie burgers and like them. I
Yeah.
used to run a little cafe, and we made those veggie burgers at the cafe, and everybody loved those. That was a big hit. So yeah, they're really good.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, and you just have to try new things. Just be open to trying new things. Progress, not perfection. You're not going to like
Mhm.
everything. I have made many things that I hated. Like, oh, I'm going to try this recipe, and I made it. And I was like, oh, this is gross. And Dan, bless his heart, will eat anything and never complains. And oh no, honey, this is delicious. Oh shoot. And we're frozen. Oh God. Why does that happen?